How's it going, everybody? Smoking Cigars with Howlin' Blind Buddy Slim. March the 18th, 2009, Wednesday. Well, it took me a long time to get here, but I'm in my new digs, and I'm happy. Back in Indiana. Nothing against Fairdale, Kentucky. It's a great little town, but I'm glad to be back in Indiana. Glad to be back in Indiana. Jeffersonville, my hometown. This is where I grew up. I love it here. Closer to my grandkids, closer to work. Closer to everything. Smoking an Omar Ortez, Nicaraguan. So this is the natural. I've already smoked on my Maduro. And I'd like to thank Mr. Cigars 101 for referencing me in a couple of his videos. And so I appreciate that, and I appreciate the talk on the Jupiter effect. A lot of things happen when you're younger, and you forget what they're called, but nonetheless. Anyway, what I want to talk about today, I think it's the three letters that are on the lips of everybody in this country who is aware of what's going on financially. And those letters are A.I.G. I just want to say that in most cases, when a company fails, I'm just going to get that back just a tad. When a company runs itself and it fails, they go out of business. Government doesn't pop in and give them another big pile of money and say, well, you couldn't make it the first time and you mismanaged money the first time, so we're just going to give you some more and see if you can do it right this time. And then they give it to them, and look what happens. A.I.G. deserves to fail. Those executives don't deserve any of those bonuses because it was their incompetence that caused A.I.G. to fail. If my boss, and as much as I love my job, selling stogies, these beautiful cigars, if my boss came up to me and he said, Howlin' Blind, you know, I'm going to pay you what you're making an hour, but you don't really have to perform. As a matter of fact, if you run off customers and cause the business to go under, you might get an extra bonus this year, an extra $20,000 bonus. First off, I would scratch my head and wonder what kind of drugs he's taking. And then I'd think, but the thing of it is, I love my job, and I want to see this business succeed. So, me personally, I'm not going to sit on my ass and do nothing and chase people off, because I want that place to be there tomorrow. These CEOs and these executives and these farts that take these bonuses from A.I.G., even though they've done a crappy job, they had no incentive to do a good job because they were going to get bonuses anyway. You have to create an incentive for a person to do a good job in most cases via a paycheck at the end of the week. If you do a lousy job, you're not going to get paid. If you do a good job, you're going to get paid. And if the business succeeds, and that should what have been in the contract, if the business succeeds and we make money for our customers, the shareholders first, because that in my book it comes over any contractual agreement with a frickin' CEO or analyst or wizard or whatever these fuckers are who got those bonuses. They should have said, if our shareholders and stockholders are making money, and at the end of the year, and we see that we've made one hell of a profit, then yes, you get a bonus. But if you don't, not only do you lose your bonus, you lose your job, and you have to give back your salary because you didn't do a good job. That would have been the incentive for A.I.G to succeed and still be one of the best financial institutions today that it was intended to be in the beginning. I say, get the money back from those fuckers. Put them in jail. Prosecute them. Put them in jail. Get the fucking money back. And help out the American people. It has been proven time and time again that money does not trickle down to us, the average working person. And if you're watching this video, you're probably an average working person too. You probably work a 40-hour-a-week job, maybe even 2 40-hour-a-week jobs, or at least a 40 and a 30, or maybe even a 20, and your wife probably works too. It is hard as hell to make it in this economy right now. People are losing their mortgages, losing their homes, and this one fucker, I forget his name, who's calling them losers. You know, I agree. A.I.G is a loser. They need to all go to jail, and that money needs to come back to the government, and they need to scratch their heads and say, wait a minute, how are we going to stimulate this economy? Let me ask you a question. What would you do if the government gave you $100,000 tax-free? I heard one person back there said, pay off my house. Good. That's really good. One person said, I'd go and buy a new vet. And, okay, another pay off my house. Go buy a refrigerator. All right. Basically, you would spend it. Some people would save it. I would save a big portion of it. But what I would do is I would pay off all my bills. I would get myself 100% debt-free, which would boost the economy. It would help out these financial institutions, people who are losing their mortgages, because there's 3 or 4 people back there that said I would pay off my house. Okay, that would help, because then you get to stay in your home. But the bottom line is, people would go out and spend some of this money. They would save some of it too, which is good. Yeah, I like that saving thing. But you would spend some of it and boost the economy. Jimmy Carter, I'm not a big fan of, but back I remember during his presidency when the economy was so bad, I think he gave everybody like $100. Big freaking deal, $100. But back in the 70s, $100 was a lot of money. And people took that $100 and spent it. And the economy bounced back. The only people who can bounce back the economy is the consumer. That's you and me and all those people out there on YouTube watching. The consumer. We're the ones who boost the economy. We're the ones who spend money. The rich muckety mucks, I guarantee you, those farts who got those big bonuses, do you see them out going out spending that money? Hell fucking no. They're hoarding that money. They're sitting on that money, and they're keeping it stashed back. What was that one guy's name that got the $4 million bonus? If he would take that $4 million and go out and spend it in the economy, I mean every fucking penny of it, it would increase jobs. You know, I'm a 100% believer in saving money and not being in debt. But money moving through many people's hands stimulates the economy. In other words, I work at the smoke shop. When I get done, so at the end of the week, I spend $50, $60, and I buy a box of cigars.